489 stitches left of the colour 3371. My name is Kay and I am Stitchy Pfeiffer here on YouTube and over on Instagram. Very warm welcome to you if this is your first time visiting my channel. I hope you find something you like, and if you do, please click on the like and subscribe buttons and select all in the notification drop down so you're advised whenever I upload new content or I go live. If you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back and spending some more time with me today. Sorry, I'm just fixing my hair so it doesn't annoy me. I'm just trying to get into my chats. Just give me a second. Why is it not letting me do this? Hold on. Content. No. Come on, where are you? Right, hold on. I'll do that. Try this. No. So, nope. Nope. Why are you not? Why can't I view my live streams on this? I'm on my tab. I'm in studio. Content. Right guys, I'm trying to get it so I can see my chat and it's not letting me do it. Okay. What we'll do is we'll do that. Come out of that. Do that. Come back into Pattern Keeper. I guess the chat's going to be there, but I am not going to be responding to it because I can't see it. Okay. Let's see, I'll try again. No, not that one. Ew. No. Don't know why it's not letting me see my live streams. That's strange. Why is it not letting me see my live streams through my studio? Oscar, be quiet. Oscar. Enough, please. That's enough. I'm getting cross. You're not helping. Right, so why is it? Right, top of you all. It's not letting me. Type, live, apply. Normally it would show my live stream that I'm working on. Let's try unlisted, see if that does any difference. Nope. That's strange. Right. I'm just going to have to go with no chat, no interaction with you guys, and just concentrate on the stitching. Oscar, will you be quiet? I know you're upset that Mummy can't discuss, can't chat with people because she can't see the chat, but You don't have to go around shouting about it. So I'll go sit and look at the window instead, that's fine. This is an abundance of fruit. This is my project from the 2026 HAED SAL. And as I said, I'm at 489 stitches. I'm at the wrong end. I should be starting there. It's just I don't even know. I can't even see if you can see this because I can't get it to come up on my screen. I can get it on my phone, but I can't see my phone. YouTube have been playing about with their settings and things, and I don't know. I can't get it to come up on that. I wonder. Hold on. Do this. Come on. Oh, for goodness sake. Right. Oh, goodness. Right. Let's see, YouTube Studio. Sitting on it loading. Right, channel dashboard into there. Oscar, please be quiet. Aha! Got it. Can't do it on a tablet. I have to do it on the Chromebook or the laptop. Will you be quiet? Right. Let's see. Yay! Change that to live chat. Oh, come on, live chat. Oh. Of course, I'm used to the tablet. Change that to live chat. There we go. Right, I've been live for 8 minutes and I've only done not even one stitch, half a stitch. Let's just see if I can bring that down a wee bit. I hate that it's delayed and anything that I do. Come on, I think I've got you too far, didn't it? There. Let's see. There we go. Right. Hopefully my hand's not going to be in the way too much and you'll be able to see the stitches getting done. Highlight the squares that I want to highlight, please, not the ones that you think I want to highlight. Good thing about this being the last colour is that I can just crack on and fill it in. Do apologise. Oscar's, not Charlie's using the letter tray. He does make a noise, a racket. A real racket when he's using it. And now he's going in the other one just for good measure. Hi Jane. You've got in from gardening. Oh, I bet your garden's looking lovely. Bit dry but lovely. Oh, for goodness sakes, I went. Shall we try that again? Take that out. Yeah, my garden, I can't keep it, I can't maintain it, so I get someone come out once a fortnight to cut the grass for me, so they were here beginning of the week, so there'll be another week yet before, it'll be a week tomorrow before they're due back. Hope you are able to see this. Okay, in my hand, I'm not blocking too much with my hands. I'm trying not to. Yeah, I agree with that, Jane. Once you get rain, it's forecast, isn't it, for most of England to get some rain over the weekend. Well, I don't know if it'll be enough to get your garden looking green again, but certainly maybe help a little. guess I'm lucky. Our weather, we've been warm. This past week we had temperatures up to 26 on Wednesday. But it's been more humid, I would say, than really hot. You know, when it gets to that way that it's like that humid that you sweat just thinking about doing something. That's what it was. That's what it's been like. It's been really clammy. I was half expecting some thunder, but we've not had any. I don't think it's reached this far. But could certainly do with some to maybe clear the air a bit. I decided yesterday when I got up and started stitching, because I had so many colours that were like 1 and 2 stitches, rather than sticking with the way I was working, and then trying to figure out how I was going to finish the threads if the stitches were kind of at the beginning of a row or something. I thought, right, what I'll do is I'll go in and I'll do all the single colour stitches like all the ones that are like 1, 2 and 3 colours, so I can get them stitched, and then I can stitch over my waist threads. But once I started with that, I was really enjoying it, going from least to most, doing the colour completion. So I just stayed with it until I had about 3 colours remaining. My three highest numbers remaining last night was when I finished, which were 938, 310 and 2371, and I decided, you know what, I'm going to get down to about 400 or 500 stitches left, and then I'm going to go live. So that's what I did. I got down to 489 and decided to go live to finish it. Because it's on the one colour, it's not going to take that long, because it's just a case of filling it in. And I'm getting gassed. Thank you, Charlie. The last 2 columns are actually, I'm going to do them together because the odd column at the end is only 2 stitches. So I'm just going to do them both together. I think I said that on my video the other day. That's how I was going to tackle the last column. Hello, Oscar. I can hear you. Oops. Because of where my phone is, hope that's not moved it too much. Sorry for the camera quake, guys. Let's see, we'll get my helmet until I go up and see. There we go, that's fine. A wee bit squint, but at least you can still see it. Oh, you jammy. Red currants, I love red currant and black currants. Oh my goodness. You jammy. I would have something like that in my garden, but they would get stolen. Because I've only got the front garden, I don't have a back garden, so Well, I do have a back garden, except it's concrete, and it's about the size of a postage stamp, so it's really just a drying green. That, I mean, nobody uses them. The back's all tarmacked over and divided into sections for each flat, but nobody uses the drying greens. It's on the north side of the house. It's not so bad in the summer, but in the winter, I've been told it can take up to 3 days for your clothes to dry out there, so yeah. So what everyone's been doing, I'm not the only one that's done it, has got a clothes horse on there and putting it out on the verandas. So I don't have a veranda, I've got a front step there, so it goes on there because I'm on the ground floor. So I would have, I've got a porch, an area outside the front door that's marked off the same way as the verandas are. I think they just did it for uniformity. And I just put my hair there. And it's dry, with this heat it's dry within a couple of hours. And in the winter I put it up in the kitchen at the back door because I don't use my back door. There's my threads. Yes, Oscar, what is wrong? Really? I hope I've got enough strands here. 400 and... No, wait a minute. Why do I always get a knot in this? I never get a knot in these when I'm not filming or doing a live stream, but I always seem to get a knot in on my floor strips on my floss organiser whenever I'm doing a live stream or filming. Right, just mark. No. We'll take that on. We'll clear that. $433 stitches, and I'm getting about 70 stitches per strand. Say 60 because I've got some a wee bit travelling to do on this one. Yeah, I bet I would have to beat the birds actually, to get any fruit here. I've got trees across from me. When the mayberries, the rowan. That's what I'm trying to say. The rowan. When they had their berries last year, they were stripped bare within I would say a couple of days. And they were quite heavy. There were quite a lot of berries on it as well, which, according to my dad when I was growing up, if there's a lot of berries on your rowan tree, we're in for a bad winter. But we never got a bad winter. So I have to tell him his old wives' tale doesn't work. Oh. I am sorry for the noise from outside. My neighbours' dogs live next door to each other. They don't get on, well, they do get on, but they don't, but this is them playing up and down the fence like that. Goading each other. Both are little terriers. One's a little staffy cross. Another one's a little Westie. You know what terriers are like. Tenacious little things. And I'll put the scissors down if I find them. Oh, there. Yeah, it goes quiet for a little while because they sort of solve that argument and then, you know, that's it for a little while, and then one of them takes a hump with the other one again and they're back at it again. That's how it goes the whole day. But whenever one of them's out and the other one's not out, they're looking for them. And they just run up and back up and down the fence, barking at each other. Mind you, I'm glad the fence is between them. I wouldn't like to think what they'd be like if they didn't have that fence between them. Been 100 stitches since I started going live, and I've been live for don't know, can't see, however long I've been live for, I don't know. Yeah. Just there we go. Hello. Hello, Needles and Keep Me Busy. Yes, this is an abundance of fruit. It was one of the 12 patterns that Heaven and Earth Designs offered for the Stitch Along this year, and I almost finished it. Started it on the 1st of January. I've been kind of making it my focus to get it finished so I can crack on with one of my other multitude of whips. Um, it's on 25 count easy count Lagana with CXC 101, 1/1 full cross, sorry. And artwork is by Severin Roesen. It's a retired chart, so unfortunately you wouldn't be able to get it unless you took part in this year's SAL and picked it or completed your 6 full pages for the end of December this year. I am officially less than 1/2% away from finishing. I'm at 99.59%. Oh, uh, hi there. I'm sorry, I'm struggling to see your screen there. My eyes are playing tricks on me today. Inga, sorry. Hi, Inga. Um, uh, there's been a couple of finishes. There's someone's already finished this actual project. A couple of weeks back. There's been a couple of people that have finished battle. A couple of people have finished the Wise and the Brave, the Robin and the Owl. I think actually the first one that got complete was actually Battle. That was way back in May, I think. Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do with it at the moment. I've got last year's one as well. That I did. I did Van Gogh's Roses last year, and it's sitting in the drawer waiting on me to decide what I'm doing with it. I don't know. I might actually frame them, get them put in. I wouldn't say the same frame, but similar frames, and put them up side by side. I always said I could never. When I did the Van Gogh one, I said I couldn't afford a Van Gogh, and the Roses was one of my favourites. I just find it such a relaxing piece because of the colours on it. And so when that was one of the options last year for the SAL last year, it was a no brainer. This year there's about three or four other one. It was about three or four that I liked, and I just couldn't decide. So I ended up doing a tiny decisions wheel, and I have a knot in my thread again. Why is it whenever I film a video, it doesn't matter whether it's a video or like a Stitch With Me or a live stream, it doesn't matter what it is, I always get a knot in my threads when I'm trying to get one off the organiser. Every time. Right, let's just make sure there are no knots in there. Let's pop you back on there. Where's the end? Where's the end? And of course, because it's getting close to the end of the skein on my flash organiser, I'm getting all the fuzz. Which is probably why I'm getting knots. That's two colours that I need to fill back up before I start working on my next, oh for goodness sake, my next project. See, it sometimes happens I don't do my loop start properly and end up with it going right through it. And it's probably going to do it again because I didn't see an end in that hole. Do you want to stop doing that, please? Oh, for goodness sakes. Third time's a charm, huh? A wee tail, go back down through the loop, back down top. Right there we go. Third time is a charm. And that takes my tail to the back. And if it's not going through with that one, it'll go through with that one. Hello. Hello, Oscar. Bye, Oscar. You took one look at how the cable for my phone, because I've got to charge them while I'm filming as well. I need to, otherwise the battery just dies within 10 minutes. It's an old phone, so it's, you know, I'm saving hard to get a new one. But he saw how the cable was and he's like, nope, I'm not going to try and get on my mum's knee because I'll strangle myself. Let's just make sure that My apologies if this is jiggling a wee bit because I'm on the furthest end of the frame from the upright on the Lowry, and I've got it pulled further over so that I can sit comfortably to stitch. So it's a wee bit more wobbly than what it normally is when I'm filming. My apologies for that. I didn't think I was going to be able to actually get this on the screen because I was really struggling when I did my stitch with me earlier in the week. I was struggling to get it to a position that I could comfortably stitch in and still film. What I did was I took it all back out the frame at Menards. So I moved it around and sort of tried to get a wee bit further over. I think I had about 3 inches or 2 inches, no, 2 inches spare on the fabric, so I just sort of moved it over, maybe about the width of the frame, you know, the width of the plastic on the side, and tried that, and it seems to be working. Oscar, can you be quiet? Obviously not. My apologies to those of you who have got cats. He's singing the song of his people. He will probably get your cats going as well. I'll pop you there. Let's just take these ends off with scissors, will you? Right. Ooh. Last 2 columns. Nope. Up there, let's get that top. New strand. And 300 inches left. 99.65%. 858, 851, 86, 156. Oh, we're getting there. We're getting there. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm catching up with the chat with the chat. Sorry. Hi Anna, Karen. Hi Mary. You thought your cat. Yeah. Yeah. He was getting outside with the good weather, but I've heard a couple of people threatening to kick him and stuff, so he's kept back in, and he complains because my neighbour's cats get out. least it sounded like they were threatening to kick him. So for my peace of mind, he's getting kept in. You know, doesn't help that he keeps mistaking my neighbour's house for his own and keeps wandering in the front door. You know, she doesn't have cats, so the neighbour on the other side, and every so often he would just appear in her house. I'm like, get a spray bottle and just spray him. If you spray him a couple of times with plain water, just plain water out the tap, he won't come. Oh. Yeah, so every time he sees them outside, he walks around the house complaining that he's not getting outside. Or he walks around the house telling me he's just used the litter tray. Or that it's bedtime. Or that he's hungry. That's him. He's the more vocal of the two. Oh, Charlie will meow. Usually, if I'm outside and I'm talking to my neighbour and he's sitting on the windowsill, he'll complain that because he has to be glued to me. If he's sitting, in fact, I'm surprised he's not sitting close to me at the moment, because he's usually sitting, if not right beside me, certainly where he can watch me. And if I go anywhere where he can't see me, he does not like it. He sits and he shouts loudly until I reappear. So I think he has got separation anxiety. If I shut him out the bathroom and I go to the toilet, I see the paws coming under the door. Him trying to get in. And quite often he will lie behind me on the sofa when I'm sitting here stitching, and he will usually put his paw on my shoulder, just to let me know he's there. Or it's either just to let me know he's there, or to reassure himself that I'm here. But he has to lie in a position where he can see me. I'm actually surprised he's not lying here or not sitting meowing at me, because he usually starts meowing whenever I start talking to my friends on the phone, or you probably heard him when I've been doing videos in the past. It's usually Charlie more than Oscar that's vocal, but I think Oscar's kind of taken up the baton today. Must be his turn. Must be Charlie's turn for the brain cell, and that's why Oscar's walking around shouting so much. I think they've got one brain cell between them. You say that you've not finished a HAED yet, Inga. This will be my second HAED finish. I've got 4 long dog samplers finished. Like I say, I've already finished 1 HAED. I have a couple of other sort of non-full coverage projects, but this will be my second full coverage project. When I finish this, my next focus on a finish is a Carolyn Manning piece called Lilies of the Valley. It's not counted as a full coverage because it's got less than 95% coverage, because of the type of project it is. But that has only got 30,000 stitches left on it to do. So that's my closest. After this, that's my closest to finish. My next closest after that is an artsy one called The Flying Scotsman, and that's only got about 50,000 stitches on it. I mean, I throw these numbers out here. I've only got You know, to some people, a project that's got 30,000 stitches on it is a big project. To me, that's a small project. You know, finish that in a couple of weeks if I was stitching it on its own. But because I don't stitch on its own, I have 31, 32 projects in my rotation. It's not very often that I do actually just sit and concentrate on one project like I have done to get this done. I had been doing, in May, I did my May Mania, which was focus on a finish, and I finished Fisherman's Friends with Long Dog Samplers, and I finished Peacock and Rosie's Sampler from 2x2 Stitch Art on Etsy. So I completed those two, and I was quite miffed that I hadn't been doing anything on this. I had been trying to do an hour a day to kind of keep it ticking along, but I didn't feel it was getting as much attention as it should have been. So I switched over to this. And then for July, for June, for most of June, I think I stitched on this. I had a couple of new starts, and I had a new start for my birthday. Which was Cosmic Bowling, Supersize Max Colour. Like I said, I like big projects, don't I? And then for July, I started off doing Christmas in July, but again, I didn't feel this was getting as much attention as it needed, and I thought, right, if I work on it non-stop until it's done, put on my monogamous stitcher hat and just work on this non-stop. So I've done that. I think I had another new start in July, which was a stitching club one. It was a PDF. I also had 2 stamped kits that I started in June as well. I had a whole week that I didn't do anything that was on PDF. It was just stamped. So my stitch count went down in June, but I had actually been working on. It's not that I hadn't been stitching, it's just I hadn't been stitching on stuff that could get counted up. Well, yeah, I've got about 32 projects on the go. I think I want to say 19 of them are full coverage. No, just okay. I think 4 of them are non-full coverage and the rest are full coverage. And I think the majority of my full coverage projects are HAEDs. I've got 1, 2, 3 pain-free crafts on the go. 3 cross-stitch studio ones. 5, I think, are artisy. The rest are all HAEDs. Oh no, I have 1 from Zara cross stitch. I have got a dark X stitch. I've got a Tilton craft started. I don't think I've got 1 started by then, but I've got 3 that are on my list to start. I'm not planning on doing the HAED SAL next year. Oh, needle, needle. Can I just call you Needles rather than giving you using your full screen name? I don't think Michelle's got any of his other artwork, but if you look at, I think it's Contemporary Cross Stitch, I'm sure they've got a couple of his other still lifes on their site. I think they've got blends in them, so they might be a wee bit more involved. RTC used to have one. I think they retired it. I'm sure it was contemporary cross stitch. It was one of the designers that do mainly sort of like what I call traditional art, where it's, you know, art, painters use an easel and paint. That, to me, that's traditional art. I'm sure it's contemporary cross stitch. That I've got one. Don't trust that not to have a knot in it. Oscar was giving me was away now. He's been told off too many times, so yeah. Right. Where are you, Mary? If it's 10 PM Sunday night, where are you? Because it is only 10 to 2 here, so a minute. Right, so I know you're abroad. You're not in Australia, because Australia's 11 hours ahead. So it'd be like 2 AM, it would be like 1 AM in Australia. Let's see, let me have a guess. Dubai. You're in Dubai. Yeah, there are horrible people, Jane. People that don't appreciate our four-legged feline friends. So much, they give so much. They're so relaxing to be around most of the time. Apart from when they're telling us off about something. Come on. We can get... Right, so these blocks. Let's just mark off that one. And that one, because I've done that one. Right, so that's that page done, so I've just got 1, 2, 2 there. So mark off to there. Just finish this row and then I can mark this row. Oh, I'm getting sore now. My back's been sore a lot more lately. But I've been doing a lot more. So it's, you know, payback for doing that wee bit extra housework so that I could sit and stitch. You know, doing today's chores yesterday, so my back's playing up now. Or doing some of today's. I've still got some to do, but I can wait and do them tomorrow. The bathroom was one of my chores for today, and that's getting done tomorrow. I'll get up a wee bit earlier than normal. because I've got to bend over to clean my bath, and if my back's sore, I'm going to struggle. So I can wait and get done tomorrow. Hopefully, you know, it's sorted itself out by then. Right. Bathroom's one of those rooms that I hate doing, but I always make sure that I try and do it, because you never know. Somebody comes to your house, they might need to use the toilet. I hate my bathroom sink is constantly full of cat hairs, because Charlie likes to sit in the bathroom sink when it's hot. When I go to, that's where he sits. He sits up there, but when it's warm, if I go into the toilet, you know how I said he follows me. If he's not sitting right next to me, he's sitting in the sink, because it's a ceramic sink, so it'll be cooler. Oscar likes to sit on the side of the bath and judge me. It's another time that Charlie meows at me, actually. When I'm in the bath, he doesn't like it when I go in the bath. He meows at me and tells me that, you know, when he must be like, Mum, don't drown. He just sits on the floor in the middle of the bathroom and just glares at me and then starts meowing. Why do we grow that? Because they take advantage of the fact that the other plants aren't as robust as they normally are. So dandelions, because dandelions are the worst. I've got, I had a lovely crop of dandelions that were coming up, until my gardener trimmed everything and put weed colour down, March time. And it doesn't come back up, but now I've got one coming back. I'm like, how did that hang? Did that survive? Did its roots survive after all this time? I was like 3 months later, it's sprouting back up between the slabs, like, pointing at the dandelion. And the guy was out on Monday. I'm like, needs done again. So I think he's going to do that next time he's here, which means cats can't get out for at least a day. If it's sunny, it's a day. If it's dull or wet, it's 2 days. It takes how long it takes for the stuff to be absorbed, for it to become inactive, sort of like on the surface for like cats and stuff. Oh, yeah. Yeah, the stuff that the council use is just as potent, but it seems like it's not dangerous to animals. wonder what stuff they use. No, it's not the same stuff as what my garden uses. And your black cat, oh, see, I had a black cat like that. He used to sit on the inside of the shower curtain until he got splashed with water and then he'd run off. But there was this little trail of wet paw prints. His sister used to like sitting on the side of the bath and dip my tail in it. Like when I was having a bath, she was sitting outside the bath and stick her tail in the bath. The dog tried to jump in a couple of times, like, no, you can't come in the bath with me. Like German Shepherd. First time I gave him a bath, he was like out. He got out the bath 3 times until he realised that it actually felt nice. Getting washed, getting bathed, it actually felt nice. And then after that, every time somebody tried to go in, started running the bath to have a bath, he had to make sure the bathroom door was shut, because if he didn't, there was a dog swimming in your bath water. And if I took him for a walk and he was off a lead and there was any water lying, like floating, like any like barn or we're at the beach or whatever, if he was off a lead, he would just make a beeline for the water. Every time. Never seen a big dog like it. He just loved the water. He loved swimming. Even in the middle of winter. If it was ice over it, he'd break the ice to get in it. And I'm like, you're nuts. You're a crazy dog. But so if the burn was running high, you used to have to make sure he was on the lead, because he would have went in it. $172 stitches left. I'm at 99.8%. It's getting exciting, guys. I miss having a dog, but I can't look after it. I can't walk it anymore, so the company's good. The company's nice. It's what I miss. If I could get somebody to walk it for me, I would be fine. Or get another dog, but I don't think I would get another big dog. Although I like my big dogs. I need to be a wee dog. I say wee, I mean like maybe Cocker Spaniel size. I don't do Chihuahuas and those little silly things that, Chihuahuas are the only dog breed I am scared of. Because they're so unpredictable. Chihuahuas have what I would call a Napoleon complex, or little small, I would say, little dog complex. So you've heard a little man complex, yeah, where they get the smaller men can be aggressive because they feel that their size diminishes them as men. Chihuahuas, in my opinion, are the same. They are so unpredictable. Don't get me wrong, you get good ones. You do get good ones. But I have yet to meet one that I could get along with. Don't really do small lap dogs. I prefer big dogs that think they're lap dogs though. German Shepherd, right up until the time that I lost him. He's sitting on the sofa. If he didn't have anything, if you weren't doing anything, if you were just watching television, he would get up and he would lie on your lap. If you were doing something, he'd get up and lie beside you and put his head on your lap. Or the front half of his body, you know, so it was lying on you. But he would sit in you. I have a brother, I have a picture of my brother. Just after my dad had died, my brother was out to see me. We were sort of going over funeral arrangements and what have you. And my dog's sitting looking at him, and he's looking confused because my brother and my dad are like two peas in a pod. And he looked so confused because it looked like Grandad, but it didn't smell like Grandad. Okay. I'm nearly there, Jane, I'm nearly there. I think another 3 strands of floss. If that. Keep stabbing myself with the end of the needle though. I might have to put some tape over it. My finger. That is. I got another 20 rolls of that, I call it thimble tape. It's actually wet wrap. But it's very narrow wet wrap. I got another 20 rolls of it, so I really like it. I like using it instead of thimbles. When I use a thimble, I find that I have because of the way the thimble sits, it's like I lost a sensation in the finger, and I feel clumsy, and I don't like the way it feels. But with this tape, I don't get that because I still get the sensation of feeling. I went and just, where's it? Okay, not that one. Is it that one? That's got the double. Let's start with the double. Come on. Let's just do this. Just do that back to there. Would you leave it? There we go. Just trim you out because you're starting on my nerves. Trim you out. So this will be finish number 3 for the year. Potentially got another one, which is the Karen Manning one. I'll be focusing on after this. But what I'm going to do with that one, because I really want to get back into my rotation, as I will do my rotation, but I will do the first hour of stitching every day on the Karen Manning piece. Getting there, I'm getting there. Oh, I'm so glad to see the back of 3371. This was actually the highest colour in the project. Usually you just thought 331. I'm sure this was the highest one. Oh, the background is a combination of this one, a 3371, 938, 310, 3031 and 3021. And the odd stitch of 934, just sort of sprinkle through it. But I think if Michelle was to chart another one of his pieces, I would be stitching it because I really enjoyed it. I also have a couple of floral still lifes, like bouquets and stuff that I've sort of made their way into my stash, so I might be starting a couple of them at some point. I'm definitely going to be starting Sunflower Sunshine in Denim, which is a piece by Cross Stitch Studio, and it's sunflowers and denim blue pockets, I think. It was a Insiders exclusive chart that we got as we used to get 2 charts a month as freebies with the Insiders Club. We'd get 2 charts of that week, then we'd get quarterly charts as well, which were free. gonna miss her chart and miss Betsy's chart. And her charts are brilliant. They're excellent. So clear. Big. I mean, McGonagall's library is 800 by 800. That's what, 640,000 stitches. I'm neglecting it. I think Rosie Santa is 350 wide, I think, by 700 and something high. I think it's twice as high as it is wide. I think the smallest full coverage I've got is actually the artsy one that's closest to finish, and that's Flying Scotsman. My dad started his working life working on the railways. He was a fireman on the railways when it was steam trains, and the Flying Scotsman held a special place for him. He was a fireman on the Dundee to Edinburgh branch section of the railway at one point, and often they used to change crews at Dundee and change crews at Edinburgh. You know, they do a run up to Dundee, and they do a run back to Edinburgh and back to Thornton, which is where he was based, which is a wee village, but it's it's just north of Kirkcaldy. And that's where he started his working life. And then Thornton Yard became a goods yard, so it was goods trains. And then they did away with the steam engines and switched to diesel. My dad didn't want to learn how to drive a diesel train, so they offered to retrain him, so they retrained him as a guard. Also, he'd had an eye injury because of flying ash, which is one of the, that's one of those hazards of the job as a fireman on the railways. Hot flying ash goes into your eye and can affect your eyesight, so that's what happened with him. And so he had to come out of he couldn't do his job as a fireman anymore. And they offered to train him up as a guard, so he became a guard. So he did that for a couple of years. And then he was the station manager at Dunfermline Town, or Dunfermline Lower, which is now Dunfermline Town, I think. I think that's what it's called. But that's where he was. And then when they closed Dunfermline Upper, the station manager was there, had seniority, so over my dad, so my dad lost his job. Because there was no other station for him to go into, and he didn't want to take a demotion, so he left. Started working somewhere else. Plus, I think I was starting when my mum was getting ill as well, so he wanted a job that he could be flexible around, like the hours and stuff. So he started working sort of evenings. But no, I tell a lie, he did milk first, because he was a milkman when I was a child. That's how I learned to count. I learned to count by counting up his 1 pences. Counting his pennies. That's how I learned to count. On Friday night, he'd been out collecting his money, and we'd sit and we'd count it up. my job was to count pennies, because it was easy. 1, 2, 3, whereas he counted the half pennies. And then I progressed from counting pennies to counting tuppence. Well, it wasn't tuppence, well, it was 2 pences, but it wasn't tuppence pieces, it was 2 pence pieces. You like Rosie Santa? Yes, one of those. It was. I was wanting to do a Santa, but I didn't want to do one of the traditional red and green, you know, red jacket, because to me, you know, I like the pictures that I'd seen of sort of pink, a pink Santa. It was Christmas cards one year that one of my friends was sending out, and they were sort of like pastel pink, and it was Santa, and I liked them. And then it was last year, my birthday chart from Crossing Craft, not Crossing Craft, from across the studio. I asked for Rosie Santa, which I started for Christmas in July. And I need to put that back, put it back. I thought, oh, there we go, I don't have to do that. So I started that for Christmas in July last year, which is why I didn't start teddy bear tray, because that's what I was going to start in Christmas in July. Instead I got Rosie Santa, and as soon as I got it, I just wanted to start it. And then I said I'll start it in December, and then they released the charts for, for the SAL. I was like, oh, I can't do a December 1st new start, not when I was planning a Hogmanay new start on this. And I had penance started in mid-December. I was like, oh, okay, put it to the back burner again. And so this time for Christmas in July, I went, nope, I'm starting it. So I started Teddy Bear Tree, Supersize Max Colour. It's Donna Gelsinger is the artist. And it's basically just a tree covered in teddy bears. Christmas tree covered in teddy bears. And that's all it is, on a blue background. And I'm in the background at the moment, and it's different shades of blue, and it's beautiful shades of blue as well. So that was my Christmas New July start. And I had already started, I think I started Winter Montage last year, for the 1st of December as well. Or was that last year I started it, or was it the year before? No, it was last year. So that was my 3 charts that I did for Christmas in July, and that I think I lasted about 2 weeks doing them in rotation. And I was like, no, I'll need to get back onto this and get this done. So my Christmas in July lasted for 2 weeks. The blue, yeah, I think it's just because it's something different. We've always seen Santa with a red jacket, unless you're extremely old. And remember him with his green jacket, because Santa only started wearing red when Coca-Cola came along and wanted to use Santa Claus in their Christmas stuff. But I have to admit, it's not Christmas till I see the Coca-Cola lorry advert on TV. But yeah. Hopefully my broadband's going to be a lot quicker next week, from next Friday. I'm getting new broadband next week. Switched over to Vodafone from Sky, because Sky were charging me 60 odd quid for the basic TV package and my broadband. I was paying 3 times as much as a new customer. I was like, nope, no way, not anymore. I am not doing it, not anymore, I can't afford it. So that's 40 quid a month. That's better, I'm going to be better off. 42 I think it is, works out over the, to be close enough. But it's funny, the day that I cancelled Sky on Wednesday, I phoned up, well I didn't phone up, I did the app to cancel my TV part of it, because, you know, there's no point, because I don't use TV. What time I watch TV, I watch Netflix. I don't watch live TV. I don't have a TV license, so I don't watch live TV. So I don't, you know, I don't need it. And they're like, oh, could, you know, you're on the best, you know, I said about how I'd be paying £60 a month, and that new customers were getting offered 25 and this and that and the next thing. And I said, you know, I said, I've been a loyal customer with you guys for years. I said, and I used to work for you guys. I said, so where's my compensation for that? And he said, well, can I come back? And he was like, well, you're actually on the best, most economic package for you. I was like, am I? Am I really? I said, so that's most economic is £65 a month for the basic TV that you can give me, the most basic TV you can give me, or you and the broadband that I'm on. And I'm like, no, I said, I don't think you are. I said, I think you're trying to put a fast one. I said, so I want to cancel. And I mean, I used to do the job of trying to stop people from changing a package or reducing the package down. And that was days when you used to phone up to do it. You know, you could do it over the phone. And I said, you know, I'd rather speak to someone on the phone. He says, oh, we don't do that anymore. I was like, no, I said, no, I'm like, no, poop, Sherlock. Trying to speak to a person, an actual person, instead of a bot or a, you know, someone behind a keyboard is ridiculous. I said, you're wanting people to stay on, you want to keep people on your using your product. Let them speak to you. You know, don't do it over, you know, if you want to convince someone to not cancel or whatever, do it over the phone. Don't do it through messages and texts and stuff, because you're gonna lose so much customer. You know, there's no customer loyalty anymore. You know, because I guarantee you, as soon as my contract's up with Vodafone, I'll be looking to see if I can get a cheaper deal somewhere else. It's a 2-year contract. As soon as my contract's up, I'll be looking for a cheaper deal somewhere else. Because it's just my broadband, it's not a landline, because I use my phone, I use my mobile phone. You know, everyone's got my mobile number, they don't have a landline number for me. But New Zealand, you know, I don't understand how this works. You don't get a landline number, but they need a line to get your broadband. But you don't need a landline number anymore. It's weird. But so in the space of 2 hours on Wednesday evening, I had 6 text messages from Sky asking me if I was sure that I was wanting to cancel, and directing me to go to sky.com/help if I wanted to change my mind. And I was like, nope, you know, six messages in the space of 2 hours is overkill, so I blocked the number. And yeah, I won't be using them again. I won't go back to them. And I was loyal to Sky for years. I used to work for them. Well, I won't go back. I won't go anywhere near them now. I wouldn't even recommend them. You want decent TV? Get yourself Amazon Fire Stick and subscribe to your Netflix and your Prime. Well, your Amazon Prime. If you pay for your Amazon Prime, you get the basic Prime TV, Prime Video. You get the basic with that free of charge. So it's basically everything that you know that you don't subscribe to. There is the odd thing that comes up that I want to watch that you've got to pay for, and I'm like, well, leave it for about a year, and it'll be on free, or it'll be on Netflix, or So I'm on Netflix at the moment because I'm working my way through Chicago PD, ER. I'll be going to Chicago Med if it's still there. I think it's still there. Chicago Fire if it's still there. So at least for another couple of months I'll be on Netflix, and then I might just cancel my Netflix and go on and do Paramount for a wee while, or HBO, whichever one it is that's getting the Harry Potters, the series. I think it's HBO. I don't think it's Disney. Well, I'm surprised it's not Disney, because I guess one was Disney that had the franchise, or Warner. So which one's Warner? Is that Paramount? I can't remember. Next. 'Right, according to this I've got 46 stitches left, if I've marked them off properly. .46 left according to my pattern keeper, if I've marked them off properly. Oh dear. Was it Nicola Cosm? Eeny weeny teeny mate? Was it eeny weeny teeny peeny? Something like that. See the hole? Yes. Couldn't see that hole there for a second. Pop you in there just now, and I'll thread you off under the stitches once I'm finished. And that is 20 left after the stitch. Stitches remaining. 99.98%. Oh. Now remember Gemma saying that there was a that we'd go to 100% short of your full stitch count. So must be like a, what's the word I'm looking for? A ballpark figure maybe. It doesn't quite go in at your spot on your spot on your percentage. Is that a missed stitch? No, it's not. 10 stitches left, ladies and gents, if you're watching. It's 5 left. 4. Oh, no, not quite. Try again. 4. 3. Once. Oh, 1, 3. 2 left. One left. And ding, 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 ding. Done. I need a bell. Hey, I'll get the bell on Nicola's channel tonight. Yay. That's a finish. I shall post a picture of the full finish on my Instagram and on my YouTube community tab. Pardon me. As well as on my Facebook page and the various groups that I'm in on Facebook. So I am really happy with that, and it is official. It is official. I have got. Oh, it is official. If I can get it to go to the right side, there we go. I think about there-ish. Let's see, is it going to... I'll put the light off so it doesn't get a reflection. I've done 1,307 stitches today, and get that lamp out of the way. And let's just put this down here just now. Oh. There we go. And Catherine, I am so sorry I missed your Facebook comments. It's just, why is my torch on? No? Don't know why my torch is on my phone, but there we go. 100% done. There we go. So guys, thank you for your company. I'm so chuffed I've finished that actually. There we go. There's the bottom corner in its entirety. Oh, there we go. Stretching. So thank you for your company, guys, and I shall see you all on the next video. Remember, it's not about the number of stitches you do, as each stitch is progress. And remember to be kind and to treat others as you wish to be treated. You don't know what someone else is going through in their life, and your smile, your kind gesture, your kind word can make all the difference and help them get through what could potentially be an extremely difficult time. So thank you for your company, and I shall see you on the next one. Bye bye for now.